Are you ready to dig up some donkeys on chicken thigh fishing? Stick around. All right, folks, early May, springtime here. It's a nice overcast day. I'm at one of my favorite spots in southern New Hampshire. We're gonna see if we can dig up a donkey. I'm gonna probably throw a lot of stuff today. I'm gonna start off with a lipless crankbait, see what that brings. I'm throwing it in a Rayburn red pattern. It's a little cool today. Might need a sweatshirt. I'm probably gonna throw this red lipless crankbait 25 or 30 times to see if it gets a hit. And then we'll change up from there and figure out what these guys are doing. The reason I like to start off with this lipless crank is it's a 3/4 ounce. I can vary my retrieves on it. And because of the casting distance, I can cover an awful lot of water, which tends to give me a feel for what we'll be looking at and how we need to fish for the day. Now I'm in about 20 feet of water, and so I'm letting this crankbait sink down a ways, pulling it up, doing a little yo-yo routine, and trying different depths and different retrieves. And what I'm hoping to find right here is some fish on a transition where it goes from about 8 feet and then slopes down to the 20-foot water that I'm in. And with the amount of water I'm able to cover with this lipless crankbait, should be able to hit anybody hanging out on that slope. Maybe that'll give me an indication of how we need to fish today. Now I'm in about 30 feet of water. I haven't got anything on that lipless crank yet. And I'm going towards a transition, like I said, but I'm seeing a lot of fish, it looks like, stacked up on the bottom here in 30 feet of water. So I'm gonna drop a 3/4 ounce jig all the way down there, kind of pop that around a little bit, and see what happens there. Nothing on that jig, but we're gonna go back to it. So I'm not getting anything out here in the deep water like I suspected I might get. So now I'm gonna look for rocky bottom, and I'm gonna see what we can find hovering on rocky areas. Okay, here we go. There we go. That's what I was looking for on those rocks. That's what I like to see. I just changed up to a spinnerbait because I saw some really big rocks, and I wanted to slow roll that spinnerbait over those rocks, and this guy hit it really well. Really well. That's a good fish to start the day. I will take it. One of my favorite techniques is slow rolling nice big spinnerbait over boulders. Heck, I messed up my trailer, so I gotta make a new trailer here. A lot of people fish spinnerbaits without trailers. I always use a soft plastic trailer. And here is a Black Cherry Keitech Fat Swing Impact 3.8 inch. Like so. And And that's not going to be the only good fish in this area, I guarantee you that. I got a fallen tree sticking out of the water. So we're going to take a look at that. Oh! That was a big hit. We're going to go after him with a jig. He just took my spinnerbait good, but didn't get hooked. There he is. Got him. Got him. Oh, he's a good one. Oh, he's mad. I like it when a plan comes together. Oh yeah, he's a mad one. I could tell he wanted to eat. He's not huge, but feisty. I threw my spinnerbait at that fallen tree and he pulled it down. Good, but he missed it. He must have only got the blades. And so I followed that up with a jig, which is usually a high percentage technique. I popped that jig down there and he hit it. He's not huge, but this is a hefty, strong, healthy fish with an attitude. That was awesome. That fish hit with such ferocity that I, honest to goodness, at first thought that was a true donkey. He was just a mean dude. So a little tip for you bassin beginners out there. A fallen tree in the water is a high percentage target you always want to cast at. And so what I did there was I was throwing my spinnerbait along some boulders. I saw the tree in the water, which must have come down over the course of the winter. And I ran my spinnerbait by it, and boom, it got pulled down, but it didn't get hooked. A lot of times they get the blades of those spinnerbaits. And so when I'm running a spinnerbait, I always have a jig rigged up on hand. And so I knew that fish was aggressive and hungry, so I cast right in the same spot with this jig, dropped it right in there, and as you saw, in about 5 seconds, he blasted that thing. The jig I'm using is a 3/4 ounce jig from Missile Baits, and it's an Ike's flipping jig, and I'm using a Rage Craw as a soft plastic trailer from Strike King. So it's a good technique to use, and don't ever go by a fallen tree without throwing a jig or something at it. So there's your tip for the day for you beginners. And I'll tell you what, it may seem strange, but sometimes you won't get a fish on one side of a fallen tree and you go to the other side, and it would stand to reason that if he was under the tree, he'd hit it from either side. Sometimes you'll get nothing on one side of a tree, you go to the other side and you hit yourself a donkey. So I'm going to throw a spinnerbait down the other side of that. And now another tip for you beginners out there: when you're throwing at a submerged tree, chances are it's going to have branches. Especially if it's a newly fallen one, it's going to have a ton of branches and leaves. You are going to lose gear in there, but the rewards outweigh the risks. Don't be disappointed if you lose something in there, because you may just get your PB. So that's 2 hits by decent fish on a red and black spinnerbait on structure. First one was on a boulder, the second one was on a tree. So that's going to set a pattern for us that we're going to try to follow. go. There's another one off a laydown. He was right where he was supposed to be on a laydown log. That was terrific because I saw him come out and take it. It's always nice when you get to see the attack. Again, another healthy, strong, small guy. I saw him come right out from that tree and just blast it. So that pattern is holding true for today so far. Oh, that was another good hit. All right, let's go back and get him with the jig as well. And he came right off that log. All right, come on, baby. He pulled my plastic trailer right off, so I'm gonna have to replace that. All right, I got yet another lay down over here. Nice tree in the water, so let's see. Another mad one on a tree. Boy, they are all over the trees. Look at how he took that whole spinnerbait in. Nice. We got a pattern today. I like that. Oh yeah. Oh, that's gonna be our best one of the day. Yes, sir. All right, that might be our donkey for the day. Cheers, my friends. Wow, he took that in so deep I have to go in with pliers to get it. All right, there we go. Boy, they are feisty and mad today. That thing hit like he was twice that size. Nice little mini donk right there, though. All right. All right. Let's let him go. All right. That was wicked cool, and that's going to be another tip for me for you if you're a beginning bass man. What happened on that one was I came over a rock that came up very high in the water, and my lure almost got caught on it but didn't. It kind of rolled over it and rubbed over it. When that happens, a lot of times you want to slow it down, pop it free if it's stuck, and wait, because there's usually a big fish next to a big rock. A lot of times. Same thing with weeds. You get hung up in the weeds and then bam, you get hit. And that was awesome because as soon as I broke free from the rock that went up to the surface, about 5 feet out from that rock after I freed up that spinnerbait, That guy just blew it up. Well, folks, that was awesome. Good time today. We set an awesome pattern with the red and the black spinnerbait in the shade, in the wind, and on structure like rocks and logs. We hit some good fish, some quality fish. Not so much a huge donk today, but that was some fun fishing, and they were big and mean, and that's the way I like it. Hey, I hope you had a good time today. We'll see you next time. And until then, stay fishing, my friends.